to Gen Y Footy, the grand final edition. Well, boys, we made it, and what a weekend of footy. Jason Blake, first of all, thanks for stopping by, mate.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
How did Dale get you here? Did he slip you 50 or?
He just wore me down, mate. He's asked me probably about 15 times, so I thought I'd come in last time. So
You can probably blame us for that. Every week we're like, can you ask Blakey to come in? Can you ask him to come in?
no, I've been meaning to. I've been wanting to come on, so I'm happy to be here.
Thank you. Nick Dalcedo, welcome to the show. This could be your last show ever, we don't know.
Last one for the year, that's for sure. Thanks for having me. Jace lives about 1 minute away, so it's the least thing you could do is to pop around on an afternoon. A nice day outside as well.
It is.
So getting ready for grand final week.
So we've done 4 shows here, Frankie. It only took a month to get him here. He lives a minute away.
Yes, and we realised you've got a backyard as well, which is nice, and the dogs are out there frolicking around.
They are frolicking. Yeah, it's a good day for that.
Now, straight into it, Dale. What was your highlight from the weekend?
Oh, there's been a lot of highlights this weekend. I love a good game of footy, but Lewis Jetta, can't go past that. Last week I loved Daisy Thomas, responding to some criticism. But Lewis Jetta ran 200, 300 metres to kick that goal on the weekend, getting chased the whole way. Had a look behind him, had a couple of bounces, had 3 bounces, interestingly, in about a 120 metre run. So that's a question for the umpires. But that's a great goal and celebrated very accordingly.
Yeah, you did. Now, Frankie, away from the footy a little bit, you've watched a lot of football this week, and there's a couple of interesting things that you picked up on.
Well, I have, and one of them involves our very special guest, Jason Blake, but we're going to get to that last because that's from a few years ago.
Yeah.
But from this week, Dale, do you ever get, hot sunny days and you have real sort of crusty kind of bits going on up in your nostrils? And
Boogers.
Blakey, I'm sure you've been in the same situation on a hot summer's day.
It's happened to me once, yep.
What about during a game?
Once at training, I think it was, yeah.
Yeah, well, have
Why?
a look
What
at
have you got?
Patrick Dangerfield. Have a look at this for a booger.
Wow.
Is this one of the all-time greats you've ever seen? That's disgusting.
That's a shocker.
Yeah.
And if we freeze it just about there,
He ate
look
it.
at it. Look at the size of that thing. That's 2 centimetres across. That is one of the biggest, hardest, crustiest boogies I've ever seen. Response, please.
Very unlucky to be caught on camera in a huge final like that. Unlucky.
And I think he'd have other things on his mind rather than picking his name.
Yeah, can I say, Frankie is the chief booger picker, so he knows everything.
That's your
about
second
nice
time,
boogers.
and that's your
He
second
loves
time you picked that
boogers.
up this year.
Well, that's should be had Scotty Pendlebury picking
That's
his
right,
nose
yeah.
during the year, and I don't pick my nose
What
off.
do you give that out of 10, that booger?
That is an all-time great. That's a 10. That's your 40-degree heat day one. That's
your prelim final quality.
And he had one more zinger for us, Frankie. The Collingwood game.
Yes, now Dale, we don't like this, and when you have kids, and Jace, I'm not sure if you've got children or not, but when and if you do, you don't encourage them to do this sort of thing because this is rude. Look at the little kid, not happy with Chelsea. Mind you, we've had Chelsea on the show. Look at the umpire sticking his finger up the little boy.
That's Joffa's son, so...
And of course, we had Chelsea Roffey on the show, the adjudicator of that decision there, and I don't think she'd get anything wrong. And in fact, she's a very good chance to be umpire in the grand final this week.
Let's hope so. She was a lovely guest during the year, Jace. You weren't here for that one. You might have missed that. But fantastic lady and has done a really good job. I think, fingers crossed that she gets the big one this weekend.
Now, Jace, Blake, what do you prefer? Blakey, is that all right?
Blakey's
Blakey. Now, if you...
You got any nicknames? Sorry to interrupt.
That's all right.
Any-
No, it's not you. It's
No
Frankie.
nicknames?
No.
Okay.
Are you sure? Are we allowed to? Not allowed to.
Later.
allowed to say what it is?
Later.
Plenty of footy club. Yeah.
If we showed you a photo, and we said this was one of your teammates getting around in this type of gear, this nice colourful sock, who would you say it was?
I would say he's probably a very sensitive new age guy.
Yeah.
Perhaps. I'd probably question if they actually make him for men. To be
Yeah.
honest. But,
Intelligent.
I'd probably say the man to my right.
Yeah, you're spot on. How did you know that?
Yeah, he likes his fashion and likes to push the boundary in a few fashion faux pas.
Can I just say one thing about that? They're my suit socks. Right. And I had been wearing a suit earlier that day and then didn't want to change socks to go into my...
They're not Jules's?
No, they're mine. I only bought them the other day and they look fantastic.
How much do they set you back?
Oh, your 30s.
30 bucks?
30 bucks.
You're kidding me.
Yeah, I'm glad they've got a run on the internet now.
You
Because
could
they're
dip your sock in some
pretty
blue
happy with them.
confetti.
Pretty happy with them.
That's you've been ripped off. Absolutely ripped off. You shouldn't wear that. Black, plain black.
Nah.
Nice little bit.
Nah. Yeah, well, I normally wear black and I thought I'd mix it up for something different and the boys have caught onto it.
Now, Jake, Blakey, JB.
Jason, maybe?
Jason?
Yep.
Be a good
Well,
start.
exclude Jason. Now, 31 years of age. Played 212 games, I reckon. Around
212,
that. 212. How many years you got left in you?
Hopefully I've got a couple left in. Certainly put my hand up to go again, but in discussions at the moment currently, so I'll have to go through the trade period and then we'll find out what happens.
Okay.
Now, very keen to go again. The Saints are I think a bright couple of years, bright future ahead of him, and Scott's been great, and the whole culture of the club's fantastic. So
what about the Gold Coast? Could you see yourself finishing your career up there, maybe?
Probably not.
Probably not. Okay.
Andy McQualter's up there. He's up there. You could hang out with him.
Yeah, no. Look at the lifestyle is would be great.
Just ask Campbell Brown.
Yeah, exactly. But I've actually got a little one on the way. Early November. So.
Yeah.
I'll be sticking around here.
Okay.
And make sure he's not doing the finger as we just saw, because
Yeah.
that wouldn't be a good start. He goes to kindergarten and preschool, and it's not good. Now, the big game, and you guys are familiar with it, of course. You played in the draw grand final, and what are they thinking? What are they going through about now? Of course, we've got the Brownlow on tonight. Some of them are going. You're going, of course, which we'll get to, and lovely Jules is going. I think she's out there getting a tan now for it, I think.
That's correct.
What goes on? Who's going to win, and how's it going to be won? And what an excitement machine that Lewis Jetta and Sil Riola are going to be playing on the MCG.
Absolutely. I think the first feeling that you get is obviously excitement that you've won a huge game on the weekend. You're giving yourself an opportunity to win a grand final, and then the build-up, the anxiety, the nervousness, the unknown. I know Sydney's obviously been there before, and so has Hawthorn, but there's a lot of players that haven't. So just the unknown. It's a massive week with the training sessions, which is pretty normal, but to have 10, 15,000 people there, which I think both clubs will get throughout the week, and then grand final parade, and then just the text messages, the good lucks, the random phone calls, the people in the street. It's hard to get away from it. So it is a huge week. It can be exhausting. So I think they'll be able to deal with that. It's all part of it. I'm going to go for, I think Sydney is going to win now. I said, I think on last week's show, Hawthorn, and they'll beat any team by 7 goals if they play the way they should. Just the way that Adelaide played on the weekend, the way that they were able to separate their defenders, even just score, and also stop the ball going the other way. I think it'll give Sydney some real big hope. And the way that Sydney are locked down, make it a really tough, hard game, I think that'll play in their favour. So I'm actually going to go for Sydney in a little bit of an upset.
Norm Smith?
I think Ryan O'Keefe has been playing some amazing footy. I rate him really highly as a player and have for many years. And he played a fantastic game on the weekend. Did the same thing 3 weeks ago when they played in Adelaide. I think he'll get the job done. Yeah. Gets 30 odd and kicks a couple of goals, and I think he'll get the award.
Jason, not Jake, your tip for the grand final.
I agree. I think Sydney. I think if Sydney can keep it a close game, so if they can restrict Hawthorn to an outside game and keep the ball inside, I think Sydney are a big chance. Yeah. In saying that, I wouldn't be surprised if Hawthorn gets to be honest. But I think in big games it really comes down to contested ball and doing all the hard things, and I think Sydney have got the advantage over Hawthorn with that. I think McVeigh will become will get the Norm Smith.
Yeah, beautiful. The Swannies have conceded just 15 goals on their two finals, and Hawthorn have conceded 29. So the Swans have the best defence in the league. Sydney for mine, and Adam Goods, I reckon, could turn it on.
Adam Goods. Sydney have only won 3 games, I think, out of their last 13 or something like that at the MCG. Haven't won there since 2009. I think Sydney will win, not that anyone really cares about my opinion. I think it'll be close at three-quarter time, and I think as we've seen in the past couple of grand finals, the home team, the winning team ended up running away, so I reckon it might be something like that. And for the Norm Smith, Kieran Jack.
Kieran Jack, yes, very nice. Will Mumford miss for this? This was the incident on the weekend. There's not much in it. But what has he said? He's hit him in the knee or something?
He's put in a complaint. Chris Dawes put in a complaint.
You answer that one.
No, I don't think he's touching that. I think he'll be fine. I think he'll get thrown out and they won't even look at it really. So I think he'll be fine. He'll be ready to go.
Players shouldn't dob, should they? A little dip of dog.
It's unusual.
Is there a code of conduct that you guys have not to dog?
That's unusual. I've never heard that before. Yeah. But for the amount of things and instances that happen throughout a game, I think that's about as light as you can get.
He may have been a little bit emotional off the game.
Yeah.
Better ring, but I wouldn't have thought it would mean much going forward.
Yeah. Now, a question that I was going to ask before I have now forgotten what I was going to ask.
Beautiful, mate. You don't do that much at all.
What was I going to ask? I was going to ask a question.
No, but ask Jakey about that goal when he ran into the yellow.
Yeah, I was going to get to that. After, but I forgot what I was going to ask you. But I'll have to now, and hopefully I can think of it. Jace, we've done some digging. Of course, that's what we do on this show. We research a lot on this show, and we've come across a nice bit of vision of yourself here a few years ago against Essendon. Have a look at this. Blake gets the footy, and umpire is in the way.
Unbelievable. They're just getting away all the time. Goals are few and far between for me, mate. So it was may have got a little bit struck by the light in my face and just running to goal. I thought it was clear and everything else and managed to sneak it in, by the way.
It was a good goal. That's all that counts.
Do you think that incident has anything to do with your minimal Brownlow voting since?
Here we go.
What do you reckon?
Probably not.
Yeah, no.
You around the club just saying, Mr. Fix It. Because you played every position on the ground. You're just the plug. You just play anywhere that they need it. So you're the most important in a way.
Yeah, absolutely. I think.
I don't say I'm the most important.
Absolutely. But no, it's been good. I've been able to play a lot of positions, like you said, and it's been exciting. It's been really great fun to come in and be an impact, make an impact on some of the different roles. So.
Yeah.
What is your favourite position?
Look, I do enjoy being in the middle, but sometimes I get monstered in there and a little bit manhandled. So I'm a backman, and that's where I like to play majority. So so yeah.
I've remembered.
I
I remember what I was going to say. As soon as you mentioned the Brownlow, I remember what I was going to say. Obviously, Jason, you watch the show every week, and but you've just been busy. That's why you haven't been on. You'd be familiar with our Brownlow metal detector, which is, of course, where we scan Nick Del Santo to test him for Brownlow votes.
Yeah.
Now, we are predicting.
It's been a bit dry this year. She's a bit dry.
Yeah, it hasn't made too much noise this year, but when he's been on, it's made lots and lots of noise. It even smoked up earlier in the year. We had to get the fire extinguisher going. But we're predicting, because it's Brownlow night tonight, Nick Del Santo will poll 13 votes or thereabouts for the Brownlow this year, which of course you're going to. So that's the predictor, Jace. We hope it's accurate, and next year when we come back and do it all again, we'll scan all the players and see how accurate it really is.
Yeah.
So that's what's going to happen there. How many votes do you think he will poll? And you're going to poll a couple yourself, maybe?
Who knows? I wouldn't be holding my breath, mate. But I'll just wait to see what happens. There was a couple of games there I might sneak one in. But we'll wait and see.
How's your system going? Milne come to us from the club best and fairest. It's a bit. What do you think of that one?
Yeah, I think I finished 11th. I'm not too sure. I missed half the year.
And
anyway.
7th, yeah. Slipped into 7th.
Very good.
I was a bit lucky.
All Australian, Milne, out of that.
Yeah,
How does it work?
It's a head scratcher, Frankie. That one.
Really has to kick more goals.
Right.
That's what
How many did he kick? 55 as a small forward.
Yeah, I think they said he tried to handball too much, Milne, in the forward half, and that's why he didn't get any higher.
Has he ever handballed in his career?
No.
So Sydney, it's unanimous?
Yes.
that
Kieran
correct?
Jack, Norm Smith,
Kieran Jack, I said
Adam Goods.
Adam Goods.
Bay.
And I said O'Keefe.
O'Keefe. So there's one more selection that we need now. Of course, it's tonight. It's the biggest night in the footy calendar, or one of. Jules is going along with you.
Yep.
Brownlow medalist this year, Dal. Who is it?
I said in round 1, Scott Thompson, and I stick to it.
Very good.
I'm going with Trent Cotchin.
Oh yes.
I think it's been fantastic. I think his Richmond winning games might hinder him a little bit, but I think he'll get up and have a good go at it.
Joel Selwood and best dressed Jules.
Yes.
Don't worry about that.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
And I'm with you, Dal. Scotty Thompson.
Yeah,
Yep,
good.
absolutely. Didn't have him on my Supercoach team, but we'll win the Brownlow.
I agree.
We do need to wrap things up for the year, and it's a bit emotional. It's been a long year. Dale, we hope to have you back next year. There'll be a few meetings to go on there.
We'll have to have a chat, because I might need to get a kick next year, so it might mean minimal Dean and Frankie. But,
Really?
well, we've spoken about it throughout the year, and we'll have to reassess it over the summer.
Okay. It's not sounding too positive. But in all seriousness, Nick, we really sincerely appreciate you being part of it. There's not so many players that go out every week and play footy and then do a weekly show, so we do muchly appreciate that. We hope you've had fun. We've certainly had fun. Jason, thank you very much for joining us. Dean, thank you.
Yeah,
I won't speak to you hopefully till next March.
That'd be
which is great.
We need 6 months off. Thanks to Blundstone, thanks to Level 7, thank you to Vital Strength.
Vital Strength. Footykids.com. Get your ebooks, of course.
Haven't released their first book yet, but it's coming very shortly. Frankie,
Thanks to the dogs.
thanks to the dogs. It's been a great year, and we want to leave.
Thanks to Jules, who's just walked in, ready for the Brownlow.
and thanks to Dave Safir. I can smell a fake
Dave
tan going out.
Jared Webster and everyone who's been involved in watching the show. Thanks for making it happen.
That's right. We'll leave you with some of the greatest moments from 2012 of Gen Y footy. Take a look.
Gen 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 gen.
10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Woo-hoo.
Gen 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 gen
Gen Y Footy.
Hello and Welcome to Gen Y Footy with Dal, Dean and Frankie. Thank you.
Thanks a lot for having me, guys. Really excited. It has been a big 5 months. We're finally here.
You've been engaged in the off-season. There's your beautiful fiancée, Julie.
Yes.
There's another partnership
That's right.
you're a part of now, and that's us, Frankie. So
Oh no.
Because this is the new relationship that's formed over the summer.
this is where the audience get to get involved, Dal. So he said, Nick, why the hell would you join Gen Y Footy? This is going to wreck your career.
That's a very valid point, to be honest with you two guys.
Now, mate, you've got a brand new segment, Dal's Inbox.
He's about a 60-year-old lady.
Here we go.
But if we can put up the great man to my left, Dino here, if that is not the same person or your mum, I'll go he.
We do have a device that is going to perhaps tell us whether you're going to poll in the Brownlow this year. This is our Brownlow medal detector.
Mike Shan, top 50, does it every year, does it twice a year, I reckon. He had you at 38.
Mike's got his own opinions. I'm not going to look down the barrel and pot anyone here, but we'll see. Why? What are you poking at me for?
How's Ross going? Is he alright?
Why are you prodding me? What are you up to?
I just want to, what's the
Nah,
relationship like?
Nah, you're not going to get anything from me, mate.
Would you have a conversation with him?
No.
Do you hate him? We're getting out. Do you hate him?
No, definitely no hatred there. He's over there. Nah, good fella. Good fella. I think you've been a bit of a smut aleck there,
Again?
mate.
2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, well, I thought it had washed out of him, but obviously not.
What's wrong with the sweatpants?
Well, I'm aware that I didn't have a great game on the weekend, and I played against an opponent, Ryan Crowley. Who
Here's a
had-
photo of you, Dale, with his sweatbands.
Yeah, there
on
I am,
Crowley.
right there.
Now, Brownlow medal detector?
No, not bothering them.
No Brownlow medal detector because Dale didn't get a kick on the weekend. Why did people think the Saints are changing their name?
We're playing a couple of games in, not officially, but we're pretty much over the line. That we're playing some games in New Zealand.
This is James Quilt. And you're gonna kill him? What are you doing? I just want you to familiarise yourself. This is Nick. Go to James.
Stevie Johnson, Norm Smith medalist, 3-time premiership player. Thanks for coming in all the way down from Geelong.
No worries, boys. Good to be here.
I reckon we're gonna get heaps of noise. Look at that. That is a 3-voter
Yeah, that
right
is.
there.
There's a bit of discussion about Dangerfield and Menzel. Do you think you'd leave?
We'll take danger.
Patrick Dangerfield, contract talks left, right, and centre about him. Is he staying or is he going?
I'm sure he's going to stay. He's a great lad and enjoys it over here. So hopefully we can keep him here.
Are you and ex-teammate Ivan Maric having a bit of a mullet competition?
Yeah, me and Ivan are having a bit of a mullet off, so his has got me at the moment. He's got a little bit more length.
He does look a little bit nervous, which makes me excited because I hope he actually gets nibbled by a big shark. The grey shark. His favourite feed is little white guys with spiky hair.
Oh, what's that?
Not sure.
Oh, it's just a tag. I've got really a tag there. You should be right with your performance this weekend.
Very
It's
funny,
Monday
Dean.
night.
Very funny. That's comedy gold. There it is.
But the voice, I think, rated better than Monday Night Footy. What are your thoughts about Monday Footy?
Yeah, no, I was a bit disappointed I missed the voice last night, but yeah, Monday night football, I'm not too sure about it.
Yeah, I agree. I think Monday night footy, from a player's perspective, very difficult.
The tripod feed.
This
You,
is a big
Russell,
question.
and
Don't
Murphy.
play this down.
Because no one, you never give anything when people ask you in the media, what is the tripod feed?
A couple of off seasons ago,
Looked back and we were all single with the boys about a year and a half ago.
we all found ourselves single men and
Had a bit of fun, which was good.
had a bit of fun.
See where this is going.
Have a look at this 60-year-old lady. Dino, once again, your mum.
She's going to sue us, that lady.
Are the Saints happy with where they're at this point of the year?
We're not happy where we are, but it is what it is, and we're going to improve from here. How serious I'm being here?
It's great, mate. You're being mature for once.
Thank you. But
I don't think I can get drafted, mate. I reckon you can. Anyway, I've still got it though.
then me, Nailman. A photo when you were a child, and then wearing the same outfit now when you've obviously grown up. Correct.
Yeah.
Very small, a little bit female-like. That's fantastic. Not quite as cute. I've definitely grown a little bit. But
34 touches, 2 goals, he's best on for mine. Jeez, that's fine, bro. He's making a very odd sound. He's blowing up. What's going on here, mate? It's working. Get that out of me, mate. What's going on? Get that out of me, mate. We've got 3 votes. I've never seen anything like this before. How do I turn it off?
Oh, mate, it's I don't know what to say. It's probably the best mark I've ever seen.
Sort of make you feel a bit more at home because it just feels like something's missing. And you just lean back and get comfy, mate. And there we go.
Comfortable now, is that?
That's perfect.
It's spot on, I reckon, yeah.
Thank you to Dale, not thank you to you.
And the winner takes it all.
I'm pretty good at that. I feel
We'll see you next week on Gen Y Footy, riveting tally.
How do you do that?